Hello, welcome students. So let us begin our next session of lectures. You know that we are going on through a session of lectures, series of lectures on shell programming, and you know that till now we have done many aspects of shell programming at the initial stage, like decision control structure and the basic introductory part of the shell programming. And basically now uh, I think every type of decision control structure has been covered, including the test command and if else statement and other decision control structure. Many type of if else's, nested if else's and elif comments, and along with that lastly we have covered the case control structure also, which is also a part of decision control structure. Now in decision control structure, our main focus, principal focus, is on the way of controlling the series of statement in our program. That means with the help of decision control command or structures, we have taking a control over the sequence of execution of the executable statements. So with the help of decision control structure, mainly we have a control on the sequence of the executable statement in the program. So it will not, many times it will not executed sequentially. Depending upon the condition, we can change the sequence of executable statements or commands. Now after decision control structure, we can have another one type of control structure, that is actually loop control structure. This is all. Let us move to the next slide here. So here we will discuss about another type of control structure, that is loop control structure. Now what basically it do? The loop control structure, with the help of the loop control structure, we are basically here we can have a control of the number of repetition of a particular executable statement or a block of multiple executable statement. So this loop control structure we should use in those cases where we need to repeat some task, or we need to repeat the execution of one or group of executable statements. So this loop control structure you can apply on a single executable statement, also on a series of multiple executable statement also. And now in our shell programming, what type of loop control structure we can have? Let us look in the slide. You can see that there is a for statement. This is one type of loop control structure. Another one is a while statement, that is another one loop control structure. and there is another one loop control structure here, that is known as until statement. So these are the more or less different kind of loop control structure we have. Now let us move to the next slide here on. Now you can see that first we will start from while loop. So in case of this while loop, you know that it is often happens in programming that you want to do something a fixed number of times. That means a number of repetition you want. So in that case, the while loop is ideally suited for such type of cases. Here we can take a simple example of a while loop, and let us do a programming example of while loop. Now the problem is, suppose we want to calculate the simple interest for three sets of principal, number of years and rate of interest. So here what we want to do, the basically the program is, suppose there is a principal amount and there is some time, that means number of years, and there is another one parameter, that is rate of interest. Basically these three parameters, principal amount and number of years and rate of interest, these three are input here basically, and the output we want, that is the amount of simple interest that we want actually. So here is the you can demonstrate the program here in front of you. So you can see in the slides that we have taken a variable count. So this count, you can say that this is equal to 1, and this will be considered as the loop variable. So you can see that we have a loop variable here, count. So this count will be treated as a loop variable, and basically we have set the value of this loop variable as 1. Now here the next condition you can see, while $count minus LE3, that is less than equal to 3, then do, this is the form of the while statement. I will discuss after that program later on. So for the time being you can consider this example, that here we are having an echo statement under do. After while we will start our do, then echo enter values of p, n and r. So here user will give an input of three different parameters in three different variable: principal, number of years and rate of interest as p, n and r as an input, and then with the read command we will read those values which is being supplied from the keyboard from the user end, and that will be stored in p, n and r. Then another one variable we consider for storing the interest, that is SI. So here you can see that we are calculating using an SI expression. You are using a calculation here. So directly it will calculate the value after all this mathematical calculation in this statement, and what the value will be there, that value will be assigned into the variable si, and then that is simply it will display the amount of simple interest. You can see under the echo statement is having echo simple interest equal to rupees dollar si. That means what will be the value of the variable si, that value will be displayed here in this statement, echo statement under the loop. Next we are having count statement. So this is actually the increment, and after this increment it is actually uh, means count plus 1, that is the incremental. This is also a part of the loop structure, that is loop variable increment or decrement. So here we are incrementing the value, and after incrementing this is the end of the loop body, loop portion, and then we have written done. So in this case, in case of loop, do will be the starting after while, and it will be ended with the word done, keyword done. So do done, that is the in between this is the block. So we will discuss this problem, the output, and we will start from here in our next session of lectures, which will be continued. So for this part, up to this one, go through the next part of the lecture.